All right. All right. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Welcome to another edition of DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Rason McGee. It's Saturday. Finally, a Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. We got a lineup that should be addressed that you wouldn't believe. We're going to talk about the Washington Commanders and what they achieved on free agency frenzy. Folks, it was so awesome. It was so amazing. But we'll get to that in a minute. We're going to talk about the Washington Wizards. We're going to talk about they lost to Orlando Magic 125-105, but there's still a great thing that just happened with the team. We're going to get to that in a minute as well. We're going to talk about the Baltimore Orioles. Oh, man, we got some bad news for the Baltimore Orioles. They're going to be without GUNNAR, Henderson, and Felix Batista. We're going to get to that as also. We're going to also talk about the Maryland Terrapins. The Maryland Terrapins have reached the NCAA tournament selection, and they're in the West. They're the number 4 seed, and they took on Grand Canyon, winning 81-49. And their next opponent is Colorado State, who just beat Memphis in the West Division. But you know what? The Terrapins, they got a little bit of problem heading in the little West area, but we're going to get to that. Before we get to that, we got to talk about the Washington Capitals clinching the division, clinching the spot, and Ovi is 8-8-8, folks. Oh my God, he's so close. But we're going to get to that in a minute as well. Call-in number is 512-543-4662. Make sure you state your name for the record and whom you represent, because today is the day we talk about the DC Defenders. Yes, I said it again, the DC's Defenders. And not to forget DC United. Of course, DC United is always loved and behold here. Let's get to the show because we got a lot to cover. So, we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders got Deebo Samuels from the 49ers with a 5th-round pick. Also, they got some really good addition to the offensive line. And they got some really good additions to the defense itself. But there's still a chance they can get that one DE from Cincinnati, Trey Henderson. Because what I read is that we are eyeing him like mad crazy. Because in Cincy, he's not beloved. He is not beloved by the Cincy fans. Even though he's had the all-time sack NFL record was 17.5. But are they doing a new deal? I don't think so. Are we in the market for them? I think so. But that means giving up our last 5 picks, which I don't think we're going to do. But there's a good thing, folks. When there's a door open, another one closes, another one opens up. Because in the draft, at number 29, we have 5 good defensive edge rushers that I cannot tell you how happy I am that these guys are in the NFL drafts. And I'm going to go over these 5 real quick because most of what the fans don't know is what's in the draft. All they know is the frenzy was about free agencies, who we got, who they got. Trust me, this is a portion of what we were happy about. Here's the second half. edge rushers, right, in the NFL. I mean, in the draft, is going to be 100% the Florida State edge rusher that we are close to getting, or the guy, like I said, from Texas A&M. It's between those two. And this guy is actually a dangerous guy in the draft. I'm going to get his name right now. It's not Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer is the guy from Ohio State. It's not Landon Jackson. Landon Jackson is the other rusher from, I'm not for certain, but most people want us to get the Tennessee guy because he's skinny, he's elusive, but he's not really, he gets lost in the shuffle. I don't like the Tennessee guy because the Tennessee guy is not a bull rusher. He reminds me of, who was that one guy? He reminds me of, I forget, oh, his name is James Pierce Jr. James Pierce Jr. is not who we want. Shamir Stewart is not who we want. What we want is the guy from, not Mikael Williams. Mikael Williams is actually the guy from Georgia. Not Mike Green. Nick Sortan, Tennessee, Texas A&M. Right? That's the guy I said that we at number 29. And the next guy is Donovan Izakaru. Izakaru is the guy from Florida State. Those are the two main edge rushers. If they fall to us in the the first round at 29, it's most likely that Jack Sawyer and James Pierce is going to go before the first, 10 to 20. From 20 on down is between those two. So I believe those two are within our grasp. Now, JT Tomalu is actually the guy from Ohio State, who's actually a good edge rusher, but he's more like a linebacker. I would rather for us to get somebody with this Donovan Izakaru. Izakaru is exactly what we need as an edge rusher. He's a run stopper and an edge rusher at the same time, just like Nick Stroughton. Excuse me. Nick Stroughton is the same guy who actually gets lost to shovel, but he makes up for a run stoppage. So when he thinks you're getting blocked, he'll drop off and undercut the rush to stop the run. So that's what we need. We need run stoppers because we have been plagued by the run for so long. Now we have edge rushers. All right. So he's a blend of size, explosiveness, and technical redefinement projects as an intimate contributor in the 4-3 defensive front, which is good. That's who we need. Now, Izakaru profiles a design pass rush specialist who will make his initial impact on pass downs when developing his all-around technique. This is what we need. These are the two candidates that can actually turn the tide. Now, it'll be funny if we get two, because there's still teams that would actually come up and make deals. So I trust what Adam Peters is doing. This man is actually making moves that I had never seen before. Now, here's another thing, folks. We still need a tackle. We still need a wide receiver in the draft. Even though we already made those type of things happen in the free agency, but we still need a rookie. We still need a wide receiver. Now, following us in the second round is a really, really good wide receiver and a really good tackle, right in the same thing, right? I hope we get, our picks back to back, because that wide receiver and that tackle is right there at the second round just for us. Now, Now, I know you'll be like, what wide receiver are you talking about? Let me get to that in a minute, because I want to talk to the panel for a moment about what did they like about the frenzy. Were they happy, disappointed? So I know we got a panel that can help me out. I think we got Coach, Eric, and Big Steve here, the top contributors of the show. So let's start with Big Steve and end with Coach. The question is, what do you take away from the frenzy, and what would you looking for, or were you happy with was you happy with the results, and what are you looking for now? Are you looking for the edge rusher from Cincinnati, or are you okay with the edge rushers that we have? Let's hear from Big Steve.
Okay, I'm happy with what we got. And then we picked up a big body, wide receiver in Gala. Right now, I think what we should concentrate on, like you said, is a wide receiver for the future. A wide receiver, a defensive end for the future, because all of them want defensive inside 1-year deals. And a linebacker. We addressed the safety in the corners already. Atlanta Jackson from Arkansas, that's a big body, 6'7", 6'7", 280 guy, but 470. So I would say yeah. So if I was picking 29.
Okay, Eric.
Hey y'all.
What's good?
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
All right. I'm doing okay. I'm just here mostly listening to learn tonight. We can talk about things here you want to move on to draft.
Okay. All right. So what did you?
Which one do you want to hear?
I want to hear how you felt about the frenzy.
As far as free agency,
yeah.
I think they've done fairly well. I give them a B plus, A minus, depending on how I'm feeling any given day. But I trust AP with what he's doing. What we need, we can use some help on defense. I like the moves we made. It's always good to have a big, mean, nasty quarterback, easy defensive lineman. Whether it's defensive end, I think we addressed that already, or even somebody inside. As far as on the offensive side, I would like a speed demon. Someone, to complement the veterans and the professionals you already have. I just want somebody that scares people have to test with blazing speed down the
I like that.
down the field. Other than that, last time on free agency, we signed Mike Scout, and I don't like that. I bleed burgundy and says gold. I'm not, I've managed well with the Dallas people we brought in, but like this one, I'm gonna need y'all's help on. So tell me how stupid I am, and that's what I got for today.
Well, one thing we're not going to do, we're not going to sit here and call you stupid. No. We're a family here. The only time we'll call you stupid
I
if
call
you.
my family stupid all the time.
Okay, see. This is why I was trying to. You could have went along with it, but you had to go in. You could have went right in there and just say, "Hey, listen, my family called me stupid." You know what, Eric? Keep on, man. Yeah, this dude. All right, Coach.
I love y'all.
Hey.
How you doing? Eric is starting shit again. Oh, shoot. Oh, sorry. Family show. I apologize. Shoot. Starting shoot again.
No, you're not stupid, Eric. Good grief. Lord. I'm happy with, for the edge rushers. Actually, if we do, get wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good. And I agree with Eric, especially one that's fast and zigzags. And you know who I'm thinking about, Razul.
Yeah, I do. I do.
I can't help it.
Hey, that's how you do it.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, if they would only open their eyes,
No, go ahead. I mean, Adam Peters is very smart when evaluating talent. He'd probably pick up that player, and he probably would sign him to a undrafted free rookie signing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility we might get him.
I hope so, because I believe that he can really benefit. I mean, I think he can really fly. So he's got the speed, and he can, oh man.
No, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
And
if they do find, an extra edge rusher, that's fine. But I'm wondering, do we have enough on defense?
I think we are searching for at least maybe, in my opinion, 2 players. I think we might have 2 players left to add on to the defensive side. And that is a true edge rusher versus a rookie. And then we need another DT. And we're probably going to need another CB. So right now, I think having Will Harris in the backfield versus Lattimore. We got to see how Lattimore is, before we make another decision. And then we're going to probably add the undrafted free rookie to either sign for, a roster pick or special teams. So I think right now we're good versus how many players we need to add on defense. Offensively, I think we checked every bookmark, and I think we made every stride to sign back some of the players we went to war with. So I think right now, Adam had just checked every box saying good, we're good to go. Now it's all on.
Yeah, we got enough to
start the season.
To protect Jaden, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
So now everything is on Cliff to teach. Cliff has to put in his best work now. This is not going back. He's not going back. He's going forward. So he needs to get into the war room and make some really decisive playbook, paperwork to teach this whole unit how to gel. Now, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I believe the stride that we made on offense, we did it in free agency. We didn't do it in the draft. So these are veterans that understands X's and O's. So this is where the whole offensive line and offensive coordinator needs to sit in that room till sun up, until sundown, until OTA starts, and draft what they need to do and how they want to attack. Because we got a schedule full of teams that were in the playoffs. And these are teams that are not going to sit down and go, the Commanders, they're pretty good. Let's let them win 7 games right off the bat. No, they're going to be like, we're going to beat you and see how you react. And that's what we got to do.
There's something that Jason said, when we came to the end of our last season. And he says, well, it was fun, but it seemed like he felt like it was going to come to an end. And if they don't feel like they're having fun playing football, I mean, they're being smart. They were being smart. They were doing what, and they were enjoying it at the same time. So, yeah, we need that.
No, I totally
we don't
agree.
need to leave it behind. We don't need to leave that behind. They need to bring that. And I have spoken, when DQ was with the Falcons, and it didn't work.
Right.
And I'm not being, I'm thinking that, and AP, he picks out the players, and it is cool. And the way this last season, oh, man. I'm like,
Well, I got to introduce this caller. He is the co-host of the ARENT Sports Show. It's not other than Louis Tenor. What's up, Lou? You're welcome. You're welcome. No problem. What's going on? So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the wide receivers and read the wide receivers that are in the draft right now. And did we lose somebody? Yeah, we lost Big Steve, but I think Big Steve will be back. So we got Jack Beck, wide receiver from TCU. We have Trey Harris, wide receiver from Ole Miss. We have Matthew Golden, Texas, wide receiver. Now, Matthew Golden is actually the prime wide receiver that they're projecting him to land with us. He is a 5'11", 191-pound wide receiver who has a speed of a 4.2 speed for a wide receiver. Now, I have no problem with Matthew Golden. I think Matthew Golden could be potentially the wide receiver that we get. But based off who needs and wants, I don't think he might land at 29. Now, what most analysts are saying that we should climb up and get him, but that requires us to lose 2 picks in a draft, which means that we will not get another pick in the draft. We will lose 2, and then have 3 picks, and our draft is done, which is crazy, because I believe we should use all 5 picks, and hopefully he'll fall to us. Now, they projected him to go 4th round. I don't think he's going to go 4th round. With that speed and his height and weight, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to go to either a AFC team versus an NFC team. The other wide receivers are in the 200 class, like Trey Harris. Trey Harris is the 205 wide receiver, 6'2", right? So I think he probably will be in a he probably go to Jacksonville. He'll probably go to what was it? The Steelers, to be with Metcalf. So there's a lot of
Steelers. I heard a rumor.
Uh-huh.
I heard a rumor now. Don't confirm me this, but there is a rumor that saying Aaron Rodgers might go to the Steelers.
That is the same article I read as well, but they don't know, because as of today, Jameis Winston is now a Giant. So yeah, that's what I was saying too.
Yeah.
So Jameis Winston, well, I don't think he's going to be able to. I don't think he's going to be able to start. I think what they're going to do is they're going to sign Drew Luck as the prime starter. They're going to put. Well, they're going to sign him because if they sign Jameis Winston, they're going to sign him to be number 1. Jameis Winston is not going to be ready for the beginning of the season. He might be doing if Drew Luck.
I think Deion Sanders' son is going to be picked by the Giants, and Jameis Winston is going to be the starter, and we're going to fall right behind him.
I don't know. I don't know.
We did. We just said, "Come on, JD, the keys to the Cadillac.
But you see, the problem with that, is that he doesn't know the playbook. So who knows the playbook better than anything? Drew Luck, because Drew Luck been there.
But he's not on the team.
Who? Drew Luck?
Yeah, Drew Luck not on the team.
Would they let him go?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's going to be ready.
He's a free agent.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be ready.
Yeah. Free bird.
Yeah, I don't think Jameis Winston's going to be ready. But Jameis Winston is now a Giant. I think right now, Aaron Rodgers isn't talking with the Steelers. He's not going to sign with the Steelers because he wants too much, and they're not ready to give up that much for him.
Well, forget about going to the Vikings. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's not going to be a Viking either. So there's a lot of football players need to be signed that has not been signed yet, but it is still out there. Going back to the wide receivers, I swear to you, this is by far the best wide receiver class I've seen. Ty Felton, Maryland. I want everybody to witness this guy. This guy is by far a changer. He has the 4.21 speed. He's 183 pounds. He is the University of Maryland alum. Ty Felton changes the game. I would love for the Commanders to get this guy because you put him in the slot, you put him in number 2. It does not matter to him. He breaks every tackle. He is a touchdown magnet. Now, my undying wish is that the Commanders see this and go, sign him. I would love for us to get this guy because him and Debo and Terry are unstoppable because this opens up the defense of an opponent so much that the running lanes are crazy. So all they have to do is go to he's the Ty Felton, Maryland wide receiver.
No, we already know he's crazy. We already know that.
Right. But I really want us to get this guy because he opens up the defense so much that he's a down the field threat. He reminds me of Joe Torre. Not Joe Torre. What's his name? I think his name is Torre. But he's another wide receiver from. He was another wide receiver from Maryland for the Ravens. But this guy is much better. Oh my gosh, we need to get this. I know Matthew Golden is okay, but Ty Felton is actually what we need. Let's go ahead to the next question because I gotta ask Lou a question because when I come to you, Lou, there's a few things I want to ask you. And it's nothing bad, it's just because you have a different perspective on things that I don't know of, like Cowboys and why they went after a guy that was injured, and signed him for a 4-year deal that hasn't even played for the last 2 years. Why did they do that?
That is stupid. That doesn't make sense whatsoever. He's not signing, he's an injured player. You're really rolling the dice on that one. I would have went with it.
I thought there was something I didn't know because when you're injured, you can't perform on the field. But this man went and got a 4-year deal.
Has he been released from a doctor?
Well, I think he was on the waiver. I think he was on a waiver. I'm not sure, but he didn't get no doctor information. They just signed him. I don't know his name, but was he a Jacksonville guy? I think he was a Jacksonville guy.
So. Well, let's put it this way. If he doesn't do well, his new name will be Bud.
At least you got Miles Sanders. You should be happy about Miles Sanders. right?
Everybody still there?
Everybody here?
Yeah, I'm here.
If he doesn't perform well, his name will be Mud.
It should be Mud. But you know, it's funny. It's funny because I thought I knew everything about what Dallas was doing. I guess I was wrong. But what are your thoughts on Makia Parson and Lawrence getting into an argument? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, great. Just when we're arguing from them, it's only make it even worse. You know, you're supposed to be keeping them together, not trying to the franchise apart. All you arguing, picking, you know, we're trying to rebound from this past season, and you know, the way you're doing right now, it looks like it's going to be, you know, another struggling season.
Jeez.
Supposed to get their act together.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be another problem.
So,
Yeah.
As well as the problems on the field last season, they had trouble off the field too, especially with the who still owning the team.
Yeah, it's actually it's going to be a whole another issue. A whole nother issue. I cannot believe that, you know, I don't know. I mean, how do you get... Go ahead.
Open up a can of worms.
Yeah, I mean, how can you actually sit there and argue online, you know?
What?
Arguing online. I mean, how can you argue online and be mad at somebody? And then have these emojis and stuff like. I mean, come on, listen. You got something to say it to my face. You know that I'm on that. I'm from that era. So, but it doesn't make sense to me. But the good thing about it is that, you know, you have maybe a little bit of cap room left to get somebody to actually mean something. So, who would you want to get? Lou, who would you like to get?
Position-wise, I think we need a running back, and for back to, you know, but we can't always look at, you know the best player out of the draft, because you have to look to hurt us. Because a lot of times, you know, you get these sort of generational talent players, and when they come here, they're anything but generational talent. So we have to look, you know, all around. We have to look for not always just, you know, the topic. We got to search in all different positions: safeties, running backs, and whatnot. And obviously, we're proud of the half. So, you know, we need a total overhaul in the line.
Ah, right. I mean, well, you don't like Miles Sanders?
You mean Deion's boy?
No, Miles Sanders, the running back who used to be for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles lose another one, and the Eagles and Giants are training players too. So the Giants are going to be looking at even more substantial.
I mean, the Giants right now, they're not like a favorite. So right now they're in disarray. Even when Jameis Winston's at quarterback, there's no reason for us to even thinking
I
they're.
don't like that move at all. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's really horrible. It's a horrible move.
Come on.
Winston has really a good arm. He has scrambling abilities, but he throws enough interceptions just like Eli Manning used to throw. You know, but he throws sometimes he throws and you scratch your head like, why did you make that throw? Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like it's just a problematic thing. You know, people looking at him going, you know, oh, you still in the league? I thought you retired. But anyway, moving on. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we got to talk about, but we'll come back and revisit this this topic. But we got to go to the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards lost to the Orlando Magic 125-105. They're 15-54. They most likely are out of any contention going to the end tournament. But what I saw out of this team, I have to talk about this team. I'm not too sure why this trade was made, but again, it shocked me. But this team literally is getting crushed by the leader of the West, Oklahoma City Thunder. I want to know from the panel, is there any way the Lakers are going to make it past the end tournament to the finals? Let me start with Big Steve and end with Eric. Big Steve.
You talking about the Wizards?
No, I'm talking about because the Wizards are out of it. I want to talk about if the Lakers are going to make it, because they made a trade for Luka.
The Lakers going to make it because LeBron got 12. Actually, going into his last time off a little bit, we first bargained for the playoffs, so I think they're going to make it. They're going to do some serious damage and stuff. They'll put Bonnie back to the D League and connect. That's the key to the whole connect. Connect it's the third key to that Lakers trying to win it all.
Okay. All right, Lou.
Oklahoma City is too strong, and the Lakers will make a big run. They will avoid the play-in tournament. I mean, they're not going to drop that far down between now and the end of the season. I do think they have a possibility of making the conference finals, but they're going to have to go up against the Thunder, and I don't see getting past that. So they do have a legitimate chance to make the conference finals, but to make it to the finals, if that's the case, I got the Beachfront property on Alaska to show you.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Does that give you a clue?
Yeah, hey, it's a great clue, bro. A great clue. A great clue. All right, Coach.
That's cool.
Uh-huh.
I gotta say that I don't know if they're gonna make it all the way. All the way. In those playoffs, they might make it to a point. As for some of these other teams, like I heard that Stephon got hurt again.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Totally agree.
So who knows? I mean, who knows who's going to get up there? What do you think, Red Bull? I mean, it makes me wonder.
No, this is a good question. I will give you my point after I hear from Eric. Eric.
I don't keep up too much with the NBA. The Wizards have kind of killed that for me. But from what I have heard, I don't think the Lakers have the horses. I'm not a huge LeBron fan, and bringing his son along, I mean, that was good for a few clicks, but to me, it doesn't seem like it's a force multiplier. So, hey, I think the league always does better with the Lakers. Historic, generally tend to do well overall.
Yeah.
Would love to see them do well, but I just don't think it's going to cross the for them to advance very far.
I mean, let me just say this. Connect, I think we actually, the Wizards fans, could have gotten Connect, and this guy would have been a lights out. I agree with LeBron there. He said we could have gotten Connect. Instead, we went with Koulibaly. I've been saying that ever since the guy came on the show. He's a hopeful player, but he's not going to go beyond and just light it up. Yeah, he did some defensive things. Yeah, he did this, but he's not a shooter. 27 points, and then what happened after he reached 27 points? He's out for the year. He did that last year, and guess what he did this year? The same thing. I've been trying to tell people, but they like, oh, you don't know. You can't predict the future. I predicted him out of the season for the second straight year, and look what happened. Surprise, I was right. But let's even go further, right? You go into the season, you're saying LeBron is going to be the greatest of all time. He's going to reach 70,000 points. Okay, great. Happy for him. He achieved the great. He even beat. Yeah, he actually beaten Kareem Abdul-Jabbar completely. All right, you're number one in points. Great. Happy for you. But then you go even further and say, hey, listen, I'm going to let AD go. Let's go get Luka. Luka's here now. Y'all supposed to be the prime. You're supposed to be a prime time show like the Warriors. But then you fall and Luka fall, and then you have the bench trying to bring everybody on. What happens? They lose. But they get more points. You're like, they're not ready. They have to be ready. Let's bring them up again. So you get them on a 2-game winning streak. They beat some teams they supposed to beat. And then they get to a team like the Warriors and get blown out. Then you go against OKC and then get blown out. Then you go against the Spurs and you lose by 3. Then Luka, and then LeBron comes back, and then y'all start winning. What does this tell you? It tells you that they're not Boston. They're not the Warriors. They're not the Rockets. They are what? Dallas. They're a prime example of Dallas when they had Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki, they lost and won. Won, then lost. Lost and won the remaining 5 games to get into the playoffs. And then they won it. This is not what LeBron and the organization wants. They want to be dominant. They want to be the Magic Johnson, Daryl Green. Is it Daryl Green? Who was it? I think his last name was Green. Al Green. Al Green. And they wanted to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not going to happen.
Al Green. Well, did they do together?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is not the Lakers of old. This is a new revamped team that actually could put up points but also lose twice as much. So this is why I believe next year Luka and LeBron you might see them win much more games with JJ Redick as the head coach. Now, fast forward into next year. What is going to happen? Then the NBA draft is going to happen. More players will come out. More players are going to come in, and more teams are going to. They still got to attend to John Morant. Even John Morant is a force to be reckoned with. You know what they should have done was get John Morant. I know that's a little bit stretch for so. I know. I mean, it's a little stretch, but just imagine having his talent on the court, who actually jumps, shoots, defend. Yeah, I know. I'm not selling Lou anything.
Right.
But I'm just saying. I mean, you want people in the seats. You want them to spend money. He's the guy.
Yeah.
Just
and
saying.
If the Lakers want to, then they all got to put in those points and work it.
Right.
If they want to get all the way.
Absolutely.
All the way up there. That's what they got to do.
Exactly. That's my point.
In a nutshell.
That's my point. I mean, even though if he comes off the bench, he still puts up 25, 30 points.
Yeah.
Wait. All right. Let's go ahead. And I know you guys wanted to talk about this, but I'm going to put that off to the last minute because we got to get to these 2 major stories. The next one is my team, the Orioles. They're going to opening day is in with 9 days. And they take on the Toronto Blue Jays. They're going to be without Felice Bautista and Gunnar Henderson. I am so devastated right now because now you got to fill 2 big holes in a rotation, and you got to fit out who's going to be in the first. Excuse me, the first rotation. Now, if they start to get on a roll and they figure out the first rotation is a good strong hitter, then we're good against Toronto because we're going to have to take on Santander, who was a former Oriole, who's now a Blue Jay, and we're going to have to pitch around him because he's a home run hitter, crazy talent, and we just have really good pitching. We just had a no-hitter today, and I was like, oh, wow. Even though it's free training there, Lou, it's still a good thing to see a no-hitter happen, Even though it's not going to go into the books, it's still good that he got the no-hitter going because now during maybe the fifth game of the season in April, he throws a no-hitter and it becomes contagious. That's where you're hoping, okay? Now remember, our ERA of various, I think 2 of our pitching in ERA was above 4. We're trying to get anything below 4 this season because below 4 gets us where? To the World Series. Anything below 4 gets us to the World Series. So our pitching rotation has to be this as follows. It could be 1, 2, 2.3, 2.5, 2.8, and 3, 3.2, 3.4, and 3.7. 4 is it. The cutoff date is 4.00. That's how our ERA it has to look in the pitching rotation. 2/3 innings pitch, 3 and 4 innings pitch, or even 4 innings pitch. We have to allow our runs to be minimal. All right. Now, if we walk too many batters, that's a red flag. We have to sit you down or trade you. Yeah. I'm not. Because it's possible that we could walk maybe 1 or 2, but 7, we're gonna have to throw you off the bus. I'm just saying. But when it's World Series, yeah. Well, we're gonna have to push you off the bus. We're not gonna tell you no more. Push you right down the steps. It's okay, driver. You're gonna have to tell the driver, hit on. Don't move just yet. I'm gonna kick him off the bus. Bam. All right, drive fast. Go 90. But the thing about it is that now that we have the players, we have everybody that we wanted. It's time to go for it. Now the Yankees, I'm not really worried about the Yankees. I'm not worried about the Yankees. I'm not worried about the Red Sox. The Red Sox are right there with the Blue Jays are, right? But what really is our problem is Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has really gotten a little bit better in their pitching and their hitting. So they're a little bit balanced. Also, you're going to see a lot of good things about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is actually making a comeback too. So Pittsburgh might get into the playoffs this year. Houston's still good. I'm worried a little about Houston. The Braves have really gotten their pitcher. And then Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah. But that's there are really good teams out there, and I think we're going to have a lot of problems. So we got 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and go to what the fans really want. And we're going to the Washington Capitals. They just clinched.
Oh, yeah.
They clinched, and Ovi just reached 888 on the hockey list, and he was 2 away from matching Wayne Gretzky's record of 890 goals. He's 2 away.
He's 894
well, actually, for Saul. First is 894.
A94?
894.
Okay, so he was actually 6 away from making the greatest thing ever. Now, the thing about it is, does that continue on next year? Or how many games are left, Lou?
Let me check this. Let me check here.
Okay.
The standings.
Eric, do you know? Okay, Eric's probably, eating. Well, let him eat. No worries.
All right, so with a record now of 46, 15, and 8, so I believe they have 13 games to go.
Oh, snap. So he might reach 6 goals. He could do that in one game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, snap. He's going to break it.
Following injury.
Yeah.
Wow. If Ovi breaks it, man, Ovi's going to be like, he's going to be legendary, man.
He's gonna be flying high.
He's not going to be the only one? Shoot. Look, we're going to all have beers. We're going to sit right there and right next to Ovi.
I've been tracking this for, the last couple of weeks. So I've been keeping track of every game that they've been on. Luckily, I got my ESPN Plus to see it. Because I want to be able to catch it when it happens. So I've been tracking every game.
That's good. That's good, Lou.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but he is doing a very nice gesture as well. He's going to be, he's involved with children's charities and whatnot, and he's going to be matching his donations from now until he retires, especially if he breaks the record. So he's going to be donating, money to the children's hospital.
That's great. That's awesome.
That is cool. That is so cool.
Wow. That is going to be so great, though. Having him break that with 13 games left, the man is going to be legendary. And he's going to have... of course. But he's going to be legendary goal scorer, breaking Wayne Gretzky record. And it's not only he's going to be number 1. Wayne Gretzky is going to be number 2. Wayne Gretzky is going to be right there on ice side going,
wow.
He's going to be clapping. He was like, yo, I'm proud of you. Dude, it's going to be, and not only that, you're going to have DC drunk as I don't know what, just going to be sitting down going, yo, this man, he did it. They're going to be like, why don't you have one dude call his mama, Mama, I love you. Look at Green. Look at Ovi. He scored. Oh, my God. Mama, hold me. Exactly.
Another sweet thing is they're working it out so that Joe Beninati, like the traditional historic announcer for the Caps, he's going to be able to call the game. Now, I don't know exactly which medium he's going to be doing on, whether it's going to be a stream or they're going to invite him as a guest announcer to the official.
Right.
But he will be able to, because, fans, we get used to who we like, what I'm saying? Even for the Redskins, we had Sonny Sam and Frank forever.
Right.
So it's like, Beninati was that kind of a guy, media for the Caps. And so that's working. But yeah, this is amazing,
This is perfect.
Like you said, the dude is going to be legendary. And what sometimes gets lost, but I think they're kind of still trying, is to see how well the Caps are playing.
Yes.
As a whole.
As a unit, absolutely.
If Ovi decides to, win this thing and hang him up next week, what I'm saying? The Caps are still going to be a monster to deal with.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's good to be a hockey fan in Washington right now.
I can tell you right now, if Ovi retires and you bring in another left wing or right wing, do you understand? They're going to be even more dominant Like Eric was saying, you could just plug in 2 players in that system and not lose a beat. This is phenomenal. And
but also you have Tom Wilson
yeah,
playing his best hockey ever.
yes,
You know,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. That is just amazing strategy. You lose a player, you're like, that's fine. We got 2 other ones that we can plug in, and they can just score as much as we'll still be good. We'll still be leading. It's like we never stopped. We keep going and going and going. You just look at him at the breakfast table. I didn't tell you to stop, Tom. Keep skating. Okay, sir. All right.
Keep it.
Right.
Wham.
He's like, I see you, Tom. Come here.
all we gotta do is have the Wizards. All we gotta do is have the Wizards do good. We'll be the champion city of the world.
Now, the funny thing about the Wizards is that the players are actually upgrading themselves right now. Alexander Sard is the fastest player in Wizards history to have 1,000 threes made.
Yeah.
He is the fastest wide receiver. He is the fastest center have blocked shots as a Wizard in Wizards history. And you have Bub Harrington and Keyshawn George, fastest players of reaching 500 points. This team is actually upgrading themselves right in front of our eyes. This is why I say, bro, I literally said this. We got 2 minutes. I'm going to say this and then we got to fly. If we continue on this road, we might as well just let go of Bilal and get a really good pick, send him to the West, and that's it. We can go get another player out the draft to fill his shoes. But no, I got shot down. No, Bilal's actually great. Okay, he's out for the season again. Think about it. All right. With that being said, I want to thank Eric, Big Steve, Lou, Coach. Thank you for all coming in to be a DMV Sports Show. As you always are, you are valuable by me. Without you guys, I'll be talking to myself for a whole 1 hour and a half. But we won't go into that. We won't go into that right there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
St. Elizabeth.
Oh, mulberries. No, we won't say that. We won't say that. I won't. I'm not that insane. But anyway, thank you for all coming in. You're human first, everything second. You're conquerors by definition. That will conquer your dreams because your dreams mattered in this world more than anything this year. So make sure that you're ready and willing to spend all your energies on it. So have a great Saturday. You're going to win, and you're going to win big. I'm out. Have a great weekend. God bless. Peace.
God bless. Be safe.
God bless, family.
All right.
Great.
Thank you for turning in the DMV Sports Show. I'm glad that you came in because we had a great show. You missed it if you didn't come in, but you're going to wait until next week to come in, and we would love to have you. You heard me first, everything second. You're conquerors by definition, so conquer your dreams. I'm out. Have a great weekend. Deuces.